Hello and welcome, I'm GhostPrime, and they did it. We have KITT as a Transformer. Now, I remember when I was a kid watching Knight Rider with my dad. I absolutely adored Knight Rider. I saw the actual show car at Universal Studios when I was 12. I really dug Knight Rider. I had a bunch of toys, and I always wished that he was a Transformer. Well, wish came true. Finally, we got KITT. But he does retail for about $50. And that is because he has electronics, lights, and sound. And it's a kind of a must on KITT. Anyway, please like and subscribe and all that. And without further ado, let's get to the review. Moving back in time to before I opened him, here he is in his box. You can see the Generation 1 style box, just like Ectotron and Gigawatt before him. There he is inside there. It says Knight Rider at the top, Autobot Agent Knight. There's his Generation 1 inspired rendering right there. On the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Transformers, lights, sounds, product shot, obligatory battle scene, and tech specs. And he has his function right there, preserve human life. In a world where crime never rests, initiate turbo boost. Autobot Agent Knight is the perfect partner to help protect the innocent, helpless, and powerless from lawless criminals. I'm not reading it in the other languages. You can if you so inclined. But yeah, I love these packages. I really wish that I could buy two, just because it'd be nice just to display them in the packaging like this. As it is, it's a shame because I'm going to open it because I want to check out the rest of the figure. And to do that, we need the trusty razor blade. Just cut that tape. Package. There's his accessories, instructions. That's a lot of tape. And there it is the inside insert. And I just gotta see how this thing actually, this is really wrapped around there. I think I cut all this tape. Alright, there. And there is the car. Wow, it looks pretty great. I'm not sure if it comes with batteries. This is a big thing here is, I know that I've seen a lot of complaints when this was first announced about this. I think that's necessary for the battery pack. Yeah, that's what that is. And it's a sound pack, so that's why that's there. All right, let's get the accessory pack open. This is what it comes for accessories. All right, let me clean all this up and be right back and let's take a closer look. All right, getting everything cleaned up and on the turntable. This is the one thing I didn't show, and it fell out of the package after, so be careful you don't lose this. It is tiny. It's his wrist communicator, and this is done up in red and silver paint and just kind of clips on there. Here is one of the guns. It is a pistol, and it has two little tabs coming out. That's for storage underneath the car, along with his assault rifle right there. Now, these are just black. There's no paint on these at all. Just black. There's some detail like that. And of course, we have his car mode. And I think it looks gorgeous. One thing that is there is these little Pontiac logos on the wheels, which are not there on the show. That had to have been a GM request because it had to have a Pontiac logo somewhere on it. But even though the show did not have a Pontiac logo on those at all. But we got some red here, silver. You got the tail lights showing up in the back, done in red paint. Like I mentioned, these windows, I would like them to be maybe a smoky gray, like on the DeLorean. This right here, you can't see it because I'm putting my finger in the way trying to follow it. That's the Knight Rider or the Knight logo, which is different than the one on the screen. That's like the one on the side of the truck. It'd be awesome to have that semi. I doubt they'll do it because it'll have to be massive to have KITT get in the back. The running lights there. And what's also really interesting, so you got these headlights. You could actually push these up. Now, these don't come on or anything, but it's cool that they actually made it so you could put them up like that. So that is kind of cool. Now it's just painted in white. But in the front, you have these little LEDs here, which I put batteries in this. And it does say things.
Are you sure this is the right way? Very well. Thank you, sir. I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference. KITT if you prefer. Hold on, this could be a bit bumpy.
I think that's it. But you can hold it down. At least I was able to get it to actually stay on for a minute. Like that. And I think that's pretty damn cool. Alright, and we removed the turntable. Let's get into the weapon storage. So you can store the weapons and everything on the underneath of the vehicle here. There's on the bottom of the legs, you see these pegs, which correspond to how you could fit these on. And let's see, this one goes like this via this peg.
Where is where?
And this one here can fit in this direction. It can also fit the other direction, but it does have molded in tailpipes. So those fit under there, and they clear pretty well. This little wrist communicator does go on his wrist. Stick that on his wrist, and it could only go one way, I think. Get that in there. It goes on just like that. You never really have to take that off because it transforms just fine with it. And now everything's there. As for comparisons, he's a little bit smaller than the Ectotron. Definitely not in scale. This car would be much larger than this one in real life. There he is with red sunstreaker, so you could actually see that he is a pretty large vehicle mode. The transformation on him is not hard. He's really simple. I'm going to take off the guns first. You can open the doors, which is mainly for transformation because there's not much inside. I mean, there's not even a door panel on there. But the doors could open. And the arms out, up, they're going to unpeg them. This piece here, unpeg that, you can move that up. It would have been cool if these were able to be seats, but alas, not an alternator. Now, one thing about this arm, pops right off. Super easy. Every time I move in a certain direction, the ball joint. Now, your mileage may vary on that one because ball joints just do that sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of the way it is. That one does it too. So hopefully that doesn't happen to yours. It's not that big of a deal, but it is annoying. Get that back in there. There we go. So that is something that I wish it didn't happen on this. Once you have all this done, this up, what we could do is there's a flap right there. It's very similar to a lot of the cars that are like this, especially the Earthrise Datsuns. This piece here actually goes down into there. So we're going to go ahead and push that forward, down like that. The head lifts up. And this whole piece is sort of on like a double hinge, right? So you have a hinge there and there. So because if you just try to do it, it can't go through. If you try to put it on, it just can't get connected there, right? So when you have that, we can take apart the legs. The feet connect together, so we can take apart those. And then open these little pieces here for the legs. Like really, we should know what we're doing by this time. Put the knees around. Turn the waist around. Close up the legs. Move the feet up. And then because he has little stubby feet, he has toes. Toes go up. And then we just sort of snap this piece. Now there are peg holes there. And I don't know if you can see them in there. There's pegs on either side. And they're actually hard to get in, along with this. And you for me, I have to finagle it together. So, see if I can get that in there. There we go. Let's move that up in. And this piece, whoops. This piece will sit down right there. Yes, yes, Kit. So I gotta...
Are you sure this is the right way?
Yes, I'm sure this is the right way to do this. There we go. Just kind of got to push it in. The first time I was doing this, I thought I was going to break it, but it's super tight if you get it right. Let's move that down like that. And what's weird here is you got these little pieces right here, or actually so it doesn't, I guess, the hinges don't scratch the window or something? I don't know. This just fits loosely on the back. And here he is in robot mode, and you can see a classic dotted design with this guy. It is something that I'm glad they did, actually. It gives it a nice nostalgic sort of feel. Let's get close up on that head sculpt. And it's pretty good. I like the visor. I think it's really cool, the red visor. And he's got like a little red thing on his crest that might be, you know, like kind of trying to replicate the part of the 3 lights from when he was talking on the show. I don't think these glasses come off or anything. That's how they are. Nope, I was wrong. You can take this top off. If I can get my fingernail in it. And that opens up like that, or it pulls right off. And you could take the little visor off, stick the top of his head back on, get those pegs in there. And there he is without the visor, but you do get a gap right there. But eyes are painted nice. And you got the Autobot logo again right there on the chest. Silver showing up. Now these are done in, I think they're done in the nylon, so they can't unpaintable. I don't think it looks too bad. It works with the fists. You got a little tiny silver, looks like almost a belt buckle with blue here. The blue is supposed to, I think, replicate like the jeans that Michael Knight wears and a belt buckle, which is it's funny. Red showing up on the bottom, but you've probably already seen. There he is, the wrist communicator right there. Some details on the back. This does just kind of sit loosely on the back. The doors can move this way and this way if you want them, like that. And as you see, there are ports, and there's a port here and a port here. And that is for these guns to store, and they could store, if you want them holding in his hands, you just simply peg them in there like that. But this one will hang down, which I think is kind of annoying. So it just kind of has this little slot right there, and it kind of hangs down like that. I think it's I don't like the way that looks. I don't like the way that looks at all. So that's just going to go directly into his hand. But there he is, and I actually dig the way he looks. Articulation wise, his arms will still fall off, but they do go 360 and out, and they're on that ball joint, so they go out by that. Now these don't actually tab in any place, which I guess is part of the articulation, but you know, bicep swivel, a little bit of waffle there. He has 90 at the elbow. His wrists are a weird one because they are on a ball joint. They can do 360, but they can also do this for reasons. So I don't know if that's so he could maybe look like his wrist communicator. I don't know. It's an interesting design choice, I guess. More articulation is better than less articulation. He does have a 360 waist joint. You can move his legs all the way up. These are universals. Up, back, knee, 90 degrees. Little hollowness right there. Got some extra detail in there too. His toe can move if that's kind of what you think. You know, you want to consider that articulation, and then his leg that could do that. Also his foot. That again is transformation, but it's okay. A stance. So he's okay with the articulation. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna forget. The head's on a ball joint, could look up and down. Not down, but you look up. His down doesn't want to stay. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. Electronics still work. Like that. I dig the fact that you can leave that on. For comparison, there he is next to Earthrise Smokescreen. So you can see he is quite a bit taller. And here he is with Party Wallop. As you can see, he's much skinnier, but he does have electronics, which I do think is really part of the price of this thing. I think it's a big part of the price of it. All right, let's get the final thoughts of this guy. So is he perfect? No. Do I recommend him? Yes. He does have his flaws, but it's cool. It's KITT. It's KITT as a robot. It's something I've been wanting a long time, so I do look at this through a little bit of rose-colored glasses. It's something I've been just imagining since I was a kid. So I really dig the fact that they did this. And if you were a Knight Rider fan ever, I strongly suggest picking this up just because it's super cool. I mean, it does have this giant, battery pack under it, which unfortunately was necessary for the lights and sounds. But I think they did a good job on it. I could give it a strong recommend from me if you like the show and you like Transformers. It's great to have these two together. I would love to see a General Lee, the A-Team van. It would be really, really, really cool to see those two. Also in crossovers, a lot of the 80s stuff. Who knows? They might do it. I didn't think they would do this, so looks like the sky's the limit. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think of this in the comments, and I'll see you in the next review.